We're rolling. Hi guys, my name's Sierra. This is
Christopher. I'm Christopher.
and today we're going to be doing a Q&A video for you guys. You guys have lots of questions to ask. We have lots of answers. So let's get to it.
Cool. Our first question is from a Facebook follower, Jennifer.
Many questions in one, so we're going to answer
like
them one at a time.
five questions in one here. So, where are you headed in the bus? We first planned to head to Kentucky by Christmas time, and my mother in Custer County, Colorado at October. But I think we've kind of decided to slow our roll and do a few more things on the bus to get it roadworthy and a little more comfortable.
Hey, mini split.
Yeah, we're gonna get a mini split installed before winter time for both heating and air conditioning. So we're gonna have to do some serious upgrades to the solar and the battery systems to be able to handle that. But I think it'll be a nice upgrade for the bus. We first thought about doing a fireplace.
There are just a lot of things that can go wrong with a fireplace. You know, we have a 3-month-old and she gets older and wants to touch things. One, it's just really dangerous. Two, it's kind of difficult to get insurance on a bus with a wood stove. And three, we could just really use the extra space for Emerson's play space. So we're gonna pivot and do things a little different.
So that means some remodeling on the bus that we just built, but we knew that. We built it quickly and got it livable in time for our planned home birth. And
Birth in a yurt.
now we're getting our legs under us and getting more comfortable with having a baby in the house. And it's time for a few upgrades around here. So no major plans to travel right now. Do you meal prep or plan to can out of the bus? And how is cooking in the bus going?
Meal prep all the time, just as you would in any other kitchen. Christopher made a huge kitchen space for a bus because cooking is something that is really dear to my heart. I love to nourish my family. I love to nourish myself. I'm really passionate about nutrition and herbalism. So of course, we do all kinds of cooking. We have a 3-burner propane stove and oven. So we can bake anything we want. We can cook anything we want. That's
We have
all
an
good to go.
apartment-sized fridge, and we're able to put about 2 weeks worth of fresh groceries, and we've got a good-sized pantry, full-size sink. The only thing we don't have a dishwasher, obviously, that would use a lot of water and power
He's the
consumption.
dishwasher.
I do the dishes, she does the cooking, and we make a great team. A microwave, so we don't have a microwave, so we heat everything
Which
up
is
on the
better for you
stove.
anyways.
Yeah, we don't need all that radiation in our food.
Whenever you microwave your food, you're literally zapping all of the nutrients out of it. So we get to heat it up on the stove. We get to retain the nutrients. It's a win-win.
Next in the question series from Jennifer. Do you have a separate storage unit for personal things, or did you guys downsize to only what fits in the bus? We downsized a lot. First, when we moved out of the rent house, everything we owned was loaded directly into the bus.
It fit.
It fit. It all fit.
It wasn't pretty, but it fit.
And we survived through the winter camping out here in the bus with all of our stuff kind of packed underneath. But we have the underside of the king size bed is all storage. I have some garage space in the back, and but yeah, we'll show you our closets and some of the storage solutions that we've recently added on. We just added drawers, so that's
super exciting.
Fancy. We don't really have a lot of closet hanging space, but we don't need much. We're hippies, and wrinkles are just for fun.
Added texture.
We did downsize, but it's really nice living this way. When we go out, we don't buy a lot of things.
If you do, you have to get rid of something.
That's the rule. If you get something new, you've got to get rid of something old. Because I've lived in an RV before and done small spaces, so there's some experience here, and we we aren't really about things. We like comforts and things that
Experiences all the way. And if you're going to live bus life, that's got to be your motto.
it's really not about possessions or material things anymore. We've flipped a switch, living a different type of lifestyle here. And do we have any needs? Was the last question. I mean, not really, nothing immediate. We've got some plans for the bus. We need new front tires, but I think we have a good source on where to get those installed at a good price, and some friends have pointed us in the right direction.
Community, community, community.
Yeah, we need community. We've met some great people that we're staying with here. Our hosts have been very generous to provide a parking space, and
A beautiful view.
I provide about 3 or 4 days of labor each month in exchange for the parking space and some water, and that's really our only needs. We have everything we need. We're doing well. I don't work as hard anymore for the things that we want and that we need, and life is good.
Which was an extraordinary achievement from this guy because he is a busy, busy bee and loves to work.
I'm able to work 2 or 3 weeks and take 2 or 3 weeks off at a time, and
Which means I selfishly get more time with him.
it works out really well. We've got one from Bodie here, also a Facebook follower. So thank you again, everybody, for your
What's up, Bodie?
social media follows and likes and shares. Bodie says, "How do you two handle address for both ID cards and postal deliveries?" We have a PO box. But there's other ways. The UPS store also offers a physical address for a monthly fee, and a mail forwarding system. And that's something we might look into as we start to travel more and get away from our post office. But we also have a friend locally that is happy to take our post office key for us and check the mail while we're out of town. Been really handy too. Address. He also says, "I've often thought of a roving life in whatever vehicle would be fun, but the logistical bit has me scratching my head."
Well, there you go.
Yeah, we scratch our heads too. We don't know where we're going to live a month or two from now, but that's the exciting part of it. We're pretty self-contained, and we don't need much. We could stop at a national forest or the park and ride parking lot. But so far, we've had some really great hosts that have sponsored us and let us park on their place. And this is the second place we've parked since we built the bus at my mother's. And
We're building community wherever we go, and that was the intention whenever we started Bus Life. Was we want to meet people. We want to live in a village. I think that raising a child especially means that we need more hands on deck, and slowly but surely we're finding our soul tribe.
I think that's what life's really about, is meeting people, sharing experiences, and getting to know one another, helping each other. If we help each other to succeed, how can any one of us fail? Thanks, Bodie, for your questions. We love you, man. And let's tackle another. Jonna says, "Do you make mullein tincture or extract?" And has another question. Let's tackle that one first. Sierra is an herbalist and does make a lot of tinctures and extracts and home remedies. So tackle that question. That one's all you.
Yeah, so I run a spirit essentials business that does self-care kits. So I create tea blends. I can do any tincture that you'd like. So you can reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to make you a mullein tincture. Mullein, if you didn't know, is a plant in Colorado that is very abundant. It grows up kind of like a corn stalk. There are actually some right out of this window. You can use the flowers, you can use the leaves, you can also dip the cone and create kind of like a nice incense that helps respiratory illness as well.
Good stuff. Good question. Jonah also says, "Have you studied about PTSD and microdosing with mushrooms?" Yes, I have studied about it. We are familiar. I have used mushrooms many times.
We love mushies.
Recreational and medical help as well. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not an expert on mushrooms, so I don't know
Yeah, I don't think either one of us are experts on mushrooms, but have definitely had experience. I think that both of us do have, mental. Um,
We're mental.
we're totally mental. So, mushrooms are a great way to not only deal with PTSD, but to also just understand the connectedness of all things. Yeah. Great question about mushrooms.
Maybe that's a topic we'll tackle in a complete video all by itself. We can talk about some of our mushroom experiences, but
Ooh, that would be fun.
all right,
That would be really fun.
let's
Let us
cover it.
know. Comment down below if that's something that you want to watch.
Here's a few more from Facebook. Let's see. Matt Barry has a couple of questions. First one was about our destination goals.
As far as, like future plans that we have, Emerson, she's only 3 months old right now. So we're really comfortable where we're staying, but she's going to be homeschooled. And another great reason why we live bus life is so that we can teach her nature. And instead of learning what the Grand Canyon and Yellowstone looks like in a textbook, we're going to be able to actually pull up to the park and go camp, and she can see it and feel it. And that is something that is really, really special to both of us. We kind of plan to summer in Colorado, winter out east. This year is not going to be like that, but that's where we're headed. So,
Yeah, absolutely. We have travel plans, but we're going to hold off a little bit. How's the solar working out? We've had some troubles. I started out with 2 lead-acid deep cycle batteries that were given to me, and that absolutely wasn't enough power. And I think one of the batteries was dead and no good. And we had 2 solar panels to start, and but we quickly upgraded to some lithium-ion batteries. I picked up 2 of them used on Marketplace, and that mostly met our
great.
needs. I've added a 3rd solar panel, and we got a 3rd lithium-ion battery as well. I went ahead and bought 1 new one, and we probably need a few more batteries and another panel or 2. But we're upgrading slowly. We want to be able to run a mini split heating and air conditioning system, mainly so our baby will be more comfortable in whatever climate we're in, and we'll have reliable heating and air conditioning. But
Truly self-sufficient.
right now we've got enough solar power to meet all of our electrical needs. We run our refrigerator and our minimal lighting. We've got TV and Netflix and all the things. And we don't really have to worry too much about conserving electrical power. The new charge controller, well, I should back up a little bit. I burn up our old charge controller. I installed a really cheap one, and I regret it, and learned a lesson. I'm really glad we didn't burn the house down.
Kinds of silver linings, lessons learned.
We'll show a picture of the toasted piece of electronics here, right there. There it is. Anyway, so yeah, we've had some learning experiences, and solar wasn't my strong point going into this build, and I knew it. But I'm getting educated and getting it all put together even more. So that really covered the solar question.
Tara wants to know about our bathroom space, especially since most buses don't have restrooms, and also what it's like to bathe Emerson. So how have we sustainably managed that? We have a Nature's Head composting toilet that we picked up off of Facebook Marketplace. We did have to do a little bit of maneuvering for it to work out properly for us, but so far it's been great. Our coconut core, which is just, it's compost in the front compartment where our restroom area is. A little rainbow scoop that goes in there. Pretty excited about that. And so it's got 2 compartments. It's got a urinal that goes into a bucket, and Christopher lovingly takes that out every 1 to 2 days. And yeah, so then whenever you poop, you scoop, you do a little turn, and that lasts about 10 days or so.
It sounds complicated, but it's really not. It's simple. When everybody with a composting toilet knows that the urine is the sneakiest part, but you pour it out, no big deal. And the compost, I have to dig a hole every couple of weeks, about every 2 weeks. And we compost all of that, and nature does its part to get rid of everything. So we do have a bathtub. It's a small one. It's an RV sized bathtub.
40 inches.
And a shower. And so showering is just like at home. It's just not a lot of elbow room. And we've got a good water heater. It's an on-demand propane-fired water heater, and so there's no limit to how long you can take a shower.
Which is nice.
We've got a large 125-gallon water storage tank. So bathroom facilities, I'm a remodeling contractor, so I knew how to build a bathroom. This was the first one in a bus, and obviously we had to make the very most use of space that we could. To have room for everything else that we need in here. But there's some things I would do differently about our setup in a future build, or if I had a chance to go back. But also, our hosts have been very gracious, and we're able to use their shower or their bath anytime that we need.
Also, their laundry facilities.
We do laundry next door to neighbors, and that's been great. We are capable of doing all of our own laundry at home in a 5-gallon bucket
With a plunger.
A plunger system and a clothesline. We've done it, and we can sustain ourselves anywhere that way. But our hosts have been very gracious in letting us use their washer and dryer, so that's handy. But if we're on the road, we could also use laundromats. Okay. Man, what else? April says, I've wondered how you navigate daily life in a small space. Specifically, if the baby is up all hours, it must be harder for everyone to rest. Logistically, with differing schedules. And also further questions about space utilization. So, small spaces. I mean,
we have shelves in every single room. Which is really, really handy because Christopher has secured baskets there. So if we're moving, we can quickly tuck everything away in about 15 minutes or so. And just really maximizing every single amount of space. You have to be really organized. So everything has to have its own place, and it has to go back in that own place. Because in a small space, it can get messy very quickly.
One of us doesn't always remember to put things where they go.
That's okay. We're learning, we're adapting.
And yeah, that's some of the struggle, is just remembering that everything has to be put away or you're tripping over it later. I feel pretty comfortable in our space. We've got a lot of room.
And also how we navigate daily life in a small space, because if the baby is up all hours. That is a great question. We co-sleep and bed share, so I think that saves us sleep. It gives her more sleep, and she's overall a really, really happy and enjoyable baby because of it.
So when we need to feed in the middle of the night, she doesn't have to get up, go into another room, completely wake up. We don't have to get the baby up to feed. We're all together all the time.
We're a family unit, and it's just how we want to operate and how
we honestly don't use the nursery that often. She spends maybe 15 minutes at a time in her crib, and the rest of the time she's in our arms or in bed with us.
Yeah, she does her independent play in there. I handmade a mobile, which I'll show you guys what that looks like as well. And tummy time.
All right. More questions from April, or did we cover it?
She's also interested in the postpartum journey. I would love to do a separate video about that, so stay tuned for what postpartum has been like. Overall, I can say that it's had its ups and downs, mostly ups, but it's navigating an entirely different stage of life. So
it's been a lot of adjustment for us, and yeah, really, that's a whole different video.
Yeah,
we need a lot of time to cover that. Great topic.
Yeah, I'd love to cover, what pregnancy was like, building the bus, what postpartum or what our home birth was like, and also what the postpartum journey has looked like. So stay tuned for that video if that's something you want to see also.
Good questions, April. Thank you. I don't know who this one's from.
This is from Mama JJ.
Oh, okay, JJ. JJ says, how much did it cost to renovate the bus like this? And I also would like to know how much you guys like living in a bus. How much did it cost? We bought the bus. It was originally a prison bus, I think here in Colorado. And then the previous owner had done a rough conversion on the
It
bus.
was then a CDL training bus.
Yeah, that's right. It was a prison bus, then it was a CDL training bus, and then the last owner lived in it for 3 years. They did a dirty conversion on the bus.
If you'd like to see any of those videos, the bus build itself, feel free to check out our TikToks. We've got every single part of the bus build, so you can check that out also.
Bought it from a private owner was what I was getting at, and it was $7,770 is how much the bus cost. It's a 2000 model Ford with what? No.
No, it's
Am
a
I wrong?
94 Ford.
Oh, that's right. It is older. It's a 1994 Ford. That's the year I graduated high school.
Well, there
I
you
should
go.
remember that. That was a while ago. But it's only got a little over 120,000 miles on a diesel motor. It runs great. I'm sure it was maintained well in the prison system and also as a training bus. The last owner, it sat a lot, which isn't great for a vehicle, but it seems to be running great and in good condition. We haven't done anything with the exterior, so you can still see the decals from the training school that it used to belong to. And we've debated how much that we put into it. We haven't actually added up receipts, but we both put our savings into it and some inheritance money that we each received, and we borrowed money from friends and family, and I think we put about 20 to 30,000. I want to say it was around 25,000 into the bus build itself, and that was keeping a lot of the costs low. Kitchen cabinets only cost $60. They were in a barn. They were brand new, never installed cabinets, but rats had been living in them in a barn, and they were pretty disgusting.
They were made in Austria. They have this beautiful brass hardware. They were originally green. We went ahead and refinished those with a black satin, and love it.
Super cool cabinets. Cost low by buying used materials where we could. Our stove is used off of Marketplace. Our refrigerator was on sale at Home Depot. We got it for like $200. Like I said earlier, I've bought some used batteries. Our solar panels came from Marketplace, and I got them for under $100 each. So our composting toilet we mentioned earlier was used as well. So we've really done what we could to keep costs low.
Our couch.
And we did the work ourselves and did everything to minimize what our budget was on that. And we spent more than I thought we were going to. I thought we were going to do it for 10 to 15,000, and we went about 10,000 over budget. So, but we really wanted to put our craftsmanship and our artistic flair into everything that we did, and so we're kind of proud of the end result here. And there's more to do. We've got still more remodeling. We're going to make a play space for Emerson. We're going to tile the entry steps, and we've got to paint the exterior and an awning, a door. I can't wait to put a new door on. We're going to get rid of the original bus doors. And so there's more to spend. We're not done. It'll never be a done project. That's just the way bus life goes from everything I've seen from everybody else. But how much did it cost? All in all, with the bus cost and the amount we put into it, we're somewhere around 38,000 altogether. So yeah, more than I intended.
Hell of a lot cheaper than a house these days.
Yeah, man, so much better, and so much better than paying rent. And it's awesome to be able to work for a couple of weeks and take a couple of weeks off, and at the end of the month, everything that I earned doesn't just get handed over to somebody else for a rent payment and utilities and everything else. So
And we get to move.
Everywhere is home.
Yeah.
All right. So great questions.
Thanks, guys.
That's all of the questions we have right now. Find us on our social media. Thanks for watching right here on our YouTube channel, 50 Shades of Bus Life. Thanks for
We'll get into more of what that means in a later video as well.
Thanks for your likes, shares, and follows. You can also catch us on Facebook and TikTok. We're everywhere, man. Love y'all.